Y'all have heard me talk about Tim Pool before, and what a joke of an excuse that he would deign call himself a journalist type of person he is. Tim Pool is massively popular on YouTube. He's one of these grifters who claims, oh, I was on the left, I'm liberal, but the left is out of control. And gears his message to a right-wing reactionary audience. A lot of, I call them bro flakes, a lot of white dudes who don't want to hear about about anti-racism, or they're obsessed with critical race theory and want to put a spotlight on every single woke thing that happens on a college campus, as Jay Coleman calls him, Pim Tool. A lot of people are saying it, folks. A lot of people are saying it. But a story broke during the week that I've done some critiques of Tim Pool and just his takes, but now we get a little peer into the Tim Pool media empire. This guy has more than 1 million subs on YouTube. He lives in a millionaire's mansion out in Maryland. It's all through YouTube money and clicks from reactionaries. Because guess what? That kind of stuff works on the algorithm. You're not going to get a whole bunch of clicks on a dive into redistricting commissions and all of this stuff like I'm doing here, because I'm actually a trained journalist with some expertise. But you're going to get reactionary weird stuff from Tim Pool, like Joe Biden is AOC is going to take down America. He was very concerned about Confederate statues. He's very concerned about Antifa. Also platformed the what's his name, the Proud Boys guy, Enrico Tarrio. But check this out. YouTube star Tim Pool's new site collapses amid allegations he took a cat hostage. So, guys, Tim Pool has broken the first and cardinal rule of the internet. You don't fuck with cats. If you haven't seen that documentary, go check it out. But you don't fuck with cats. Tim Pool's disgruntled ex-partners say he used the cat as a bargaining chip in an ugly business negotiation. Pool says he's innocent. This is in the Daily Beast. Daily Beast ain't the greatest outlet, but they really did report out this story well. Will Sommer is a good reporter. So, this is why you can be skeptical of an outlet, but you got to take it story by story and reporter by reporter. Build trust where it is earned. Yes, thank you, Valor. Broflakes, yeah, broflakes is. I coined that term. I want to try to get it more spread throughout it. But you could do like a whole Jeff Foxworthy thing. Like, were you offended that there were minorities and women in Star Wars? You might be a broflake, right? Were you mad that Mr. Potato Head rebranded to Potato Head? You might be a broflake, right? That's basically all it takes to be a broflake. Is you're upset. Did Anita Sarkeesian start posting videos on YouTube and that made you mad? You might be a broflake. That's basically the whole, if you want to understand broflakes, that's what it is. But so let's get back into Pool's story. All is not well in the burgeoning media empire of YouTube political commentator Tim Pool. Amid an acrimonious falling out over who controls the future of a digital news site that Pool helped launch, the YouTube star is facing accusations from former partners that he used a cat named Betsy as a hostage in business negotiations, only handing the pet over after police were called. Quote, he was trying to use my cat as leverage, said Emily Molly, Betsy's owner and former Pool business partner. So I recommend you go read this, but the gist of it is Tim Pool started this big crowdfunding campaign. Keep in mind, this guy's already rolling in money from, complaining about, AOC on YouTube. But he started this crowdfunding effort for an online website. It's going to be like the new Vice, back when Vice was like, all hipster and more hipster and whatnot. It's going to be like that, and we're gonna bring you the the right wing, but we're not going to say it's right wing news that that we'll provide. This is a good paragraph right here. I mean, because Pool is already doing really well on YouTube, so it's interesting that they're just. And this new thing they're trying to start raised more than $1 million in the crowdfunding. And so they're already raking in the dough for that. But this is a great paragraph. Poole's business has boomed even as he faces accusations that he's a major vector for right-wing disinformation. A recent report from a consortium of election integrity groups listed Poole alongside the likes of Donald Trump Jr. and pro-Trump lawyer Sidney Powell as a, quote, super spreader for false election information. That doesn't appear to dissuade his more than 3 million YouTube subscribers who can pay $21.99 for a t-shirt bearing the image of Poole's trademark beanie. Y'all should know what's under the beanie. But so the fracas sheds new light on how Poole and his co-founders failed to launch a news site amid infighting, despite more than $1 million in crowdfunded backing. This year was supposed to be the time that Poole's news company approached 50 staffers and opened satellite offices in Los Angeles and Chicago, according to a pitch deck shown to investors. Instead, Poole has wondered whether his site even exists anymore as a growing concern. So, guys, this is the grift. I mean, if you needed, the term grifter has been thrown around quite liberally lately. I was called a grifter by Jimmy Dore stands after criticizing him. But this is clearly, I mean, I don't know how clear it can get a grift, but you rake in more than $1 million from your followers, and then the thing that you promised them just doesn't happen. And there were complaints from early on as it started to boot up. Listen to this. In response to why Poole, let's see. So he's in this dispute. Molly is the owner of the cat, but there's also this other person, Castoro. Their site was supposed to be called Scanner, SCNER. Castoro and Molly imbued Scanner with the trash-talking pirate ethos of early Vice. In a November update to Scanner's backers, the pair promised to, quote, yank what you thought you knew straight out your nose like Tutankhamun's brain. They told backers unhappy with the lack of new YouTube videos that, quote, YouTube sucks a fat one, and advised them to not complain directly through the crowdfunding site, quote, like a ding-dong. So they're not delivering on what they want, and they're like, YouTube sucks, bro. Don't be a ding-dong and complain about all the money you gave us. In a response to questions about why Poole appeared to have a diminished role in the site, Castoro and Molly told Poole's fans to email their, quote, glorious leader themselves. Say a little prayer. Maybe he'll see it, they wrote. So they were like openly shitting on the fan base that gave them all this money. Jay Coleman in the chat is pointing out, Chuds can't even start a business with $1 million, LOL. Jay Coleman also said, Tim Pool's like Oprah for angry white people. Yeah, pretty much. Tim Pool is making all these claims. I didn't have anything to do with the cat, okay? And even though the cat had to be taken to through negotiations with the sheriff's department in his area of Maryland, the cat had to be taken to a shelter, where then its owners retrieved the cat and traveled with it home. They posted some stuff about getting the cat back where it belonged. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Here it is. So they use Scanner to kind of goof on Poole getting the cat home. There it is in a little carry. But so Tim Pool basically won't comment on any of this stuff because of pending legal ramifications or pending lawsuits. So basically, Tim Pool doesn't want to, he's in a battle over this website and all this money. They haven't delivered on the website. He hasn't gotten involved. They grifted his fan base for all this money, and they're not delivering it, and now they're disputing why they should. I mean, this is why there's no honor among grifters, folks. And this is what you see. You hate to see it. It's really sad. Jay Coleman, right-wingers are on BitChute too. If you can handle super swastikas all over your computer screen. Keep in mind, Tim Pool, like before the election, basically every little thing that could spur a reaction from the right, he was saying, I just don't see how civil war isn't what's going to happen. I just don't see it. So check this out. This is actually the report that they mentioned in the story about this Data and Society report about alternative influence broadcasting the reactionary right on YouTube. So if we do just a little search there for Tim Pool. They have this this like right-wing reactionary info map. Tim Pool's right here above Coach Red Pill. He's not too far from Sargon of Akkad. There's a lot. Steven Crowder's over here. Candace Owens, Owen Benjamin. Oh man, Owen Benjamin, what a goofball. Here's some more. Wow, look at that. Jeez. Richard Spencer is not far from Carl Benjamin and Ben Shapiro, roaming millennial. Let's see. So check this out. Reliability. Legacy media draws on long-standing familiarity and reputation of their brand as a source of trust. Outlets such as New York Times, Washington Post have built credibility and trust over the course of decades. However, it is precisely the institutional prestige that media creators of the AIN, the Alternative Information Network, see as a problem. For example, YouTuber and independent journalist Tim Pool argues that a media outlet's institutional reputation can actually act as a cover for bad journalism. What ends up happening, Tool explains in one video, is that being behind a brand gets people off the hook for the things they do. Our journalists can write something bad, but people see Washington Post. They don't see the individual. And if Washington Post doesn't issue a correction, then these individuals, readers, will leave with bad information, believing some fake story. In an earlier video, Pool argued that now, quote, it's about more of a personal level of trust. So I think, guys, sorry, I didn't even bring it up on the screen. So this is this report I was citing. My bad. Should have done better there. Let me just show you the data map that I was looking at before. Here we can see this is Tim Pool in among with all these other people, Coach Red Pill and whatnot. H-Word, hey H-Word, how you doing, man? Comments, your Tim Pool impression is close enough to force a stupid beanie to populate an image in my brain. Wow, dang, I'm a magician. Jay Coleman, YouTube, Facebook are funded by the chauvinist right. They support their content. Yeah, man, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Getting close to the end of the stream here. I gotta wrap it up here pretty quick. But there was another really interesting story I want to share with you guys. Let's see, Facebook, far right misinformation. Yeah. So what does the right wing always say? What are they always saying? Big tech is discriminating against us. That was basically how Tim Pool got really truly famous. Was frickin' Joe Rogan had him on his show when they brought on Twitter people to explain their ban policy. And Tim Pool just basically said there and went, no, you're not. It's conservatives. You're being unfair to conservatives. So the right wing cries and complains. I posted my first real TikTok about this the other day. Yes, you can find me on TikTok. I'm not proud. But the right wing is always complaining that big tech and social media is discriminating against them. Is that really the case? And especially Facebook. Facebook is, of course, it's like one of the biggest platforms, so they really focus on that. But turns out, not so much. Far-right misinformation is thriving on Facebook. A new study shows just how much. So the study was done, and it tracked political content, and also misinformation with that rub. This is one of the guy Edelson, who led the research team, said the thing was most of that spike was concentrated among the partisan extremes and misinformation providers. And when I really sit back and think about that, I think the idea that on a day like that, which was so scary and so uncertain, that most extreme and least reputable sources were the ones Facebook users were engaging with is pretty troubling. He's talking about January 6th. But look, check out this graph. If you want to understand something big, this graph, which hopefully I can make it larger for you guys. There it is. This graph should blow your mind. Interactions per 1,000 followers on Facebook. This is the far right, slightly right, center, slightly left, and far left. This is the far right. The red bar is misinformation. So right-wing misinformation vastly outpaces, all other misinformation combined, but arguably all left content combined. I don't know if you added all this up that it would even get to the end of that red bar. And then look, far right, not misinformation, doubles right, just regular right-wing information, and vastly outpaces center left and far left. So here we see that it's actually the exact opposite. of what the right wing says. Oh, we're discriminated against. Facebook is taking me down because I'm saying COVID is a hoax. Like, we're so oppressed. Oh my God, Facebook, we hate you. Right? It's actually the complete opposite. It's overrepresented. Like I said in the TikTok video I did, this reminds me of Fox News, who always wants to talk about the mainstream media is telling you this. The mainstream media is against conservatives. And they're the most watched cable news channel in the United States. They are the mainstream media. Conservatives know how to play the refs. They do it all the time. The New York Times, will run a story about, is the Democratic Party moving too far to the left? They did this during the primary, and they quoted all Republicans. Why? Because the right-wing media machine has been calling the New York Times the liberal media for so many years. It actually works. It gets in their heads. They overcompensate because of that messaging discipline that the right wing has. And not only this, but the right wing has outsized representation on and engagement. Some of it is because of sponsorships, because, like I was talking about Andy Caldwell earlier, big money interests pay for him to get on a microphone every day and show up at public meetings for public comment. But also because this reactionary content is like, free base for reactionary thinking people. That's part of why Tim Pool does so good. It's part of why all these people get, spread like wildfire. Ben Shapiro. It's not. Its big part is the funding, but also its reactionary content. Jay Coleman in the comments of Vilaya Gade schooled Pim Tool on Bro Jogan's show about Twitter's policy. Also, Jay Coleman, the left does not have the money to sponsor their content. The corporate right think tanks like TPUSA and Federalist Society sponsor independent chauvinist channels. Yeah, and PragerU. Like, PragerU has become such a what do you call it? Just like a punchline. But just think about that. Like, they just sit around and make propaganda, far-right propaganda. It's completely subsidized by wealthy billionaire people. And there's, what's the outcome of this? We've seen the right go much, much farther right, to the point that they're trying to attack the country, or the democratic process of the country. These are the constitutionalists, right? Like, we love the Constitution so much, we're going to try to destroy it. Let's see. And what really upsets me is this is all done intentionally by the right wing. They know what they're doing when they fund this alternative media network and our alternative media what's the word I'm looking for, like environment or ecosystem. It's all funded on billionaire money to falsely inject their talking points into the discourse, and it really has polluted the politics in America. Think of all the dumb libertarian type arguments you have to wade through on a given day that people just regurgitate. Just, minimum wage is supposed to be for high school kids, or whatever dumb thing that you hear that was injected into the discourse by right-wing money. And guess what? They know what they're doing. You guys might have seen this in November last year. Oops, my bad. Charles Koch says he regrets dividing the country, but not enough to stop funneling shit tons of money to Republicans. Charles Koch basically in his book was like, oh, gee, we really did goof up and divide the whole country to a very, harmful degree. Boy, I sure did goof on that. He said, quote, I have some regrets. Oh, wait, let's see. No, this is a goof. Let's see. Charles Koch has something to say. Speaking to the Wall Street Journal, the billionaire, along with his late brother David Koch, has arguably done more harm to society than nearly anyone in modern history. Said he now regrets dividing the country by blowing billions of dollars to Republicans in order to further his anti-regulation, anti-healthcare, anti-social services, anti-taxes, anti-doing anything whatsoever to stop climate change agenda. Boy, did we screw up, he essentially writes in his new book, Believe in the People, Bottom-Up Solutions for a Top-Down World. What a mess. That was the quote. What a mess. Boy, did we screw up. What a mess. Oh, boy. Oh, I sure did goof. I sure did goof and funnel massive amounts of right-wing propaganda and divisive politicians and all other kinds of goof 'em. I was just goofing up. It was a big goof 'em up. I didn't mean to do that. I left the burner on, and all of a sudden I poisoned the discourse for generations to come in America. Jay Coleman says the left is factionalized, the right has corporate solidarity. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. And, you kind of saw that on January 6th, but also just with with the alignment behind Donald Trump. I mean, there were millionaire characters who donated to Donald Trump, and then there was a hubbub and people were upset. And the guy, and I think there was one billionaire guy who was just like, I just want, look, do we have to be so divisive? I just want to donate to the white supremacist guy who is going to keep my taxes low. That's all it is. I just want my taxes even lower, even though they're historically the lowest they've ever been. I still want them to be lower. What's the problem? Jay Coleman, Zuckerberg has made a ton of money alienating boomers, uncles, and aunts from their millennial family. Yeah, man. And yeah, I put a lot of that on Trump. I've mentioned that Trump being able to divide American families, but it's not just on him. It's on these guys as well. It's on the Koch brothers. It's on the Mercers. It's on Rupert Murdoch and all of these people, and the QAnon crowd, whoever's pulling the levers there.